What if the reason you feel empty is not because you give too little, but because you give while leaving yourself behind? You show up, you stay gentle, you bend so others don't break, and yet, somewhere beneath the surface, there is a quiet ache, a tiredness that sleep doesn't fix, a loneliness that lives even when you are not alone. Buddhism calls this the quiet trade. Peace is rarely stolen from you. It is exchanged, slowly, repeatedly, for approval, for harmony, for being easy to love. You hand over pieces of yourself so quietly that you forget you ever held them. And one day, you wake up hollow, not because the world took too much, but because you gave without staying. Tonight is not about becoming better. It is not about fixing what's broken or earning the right to rest. It is about becoming whole again, so your peace stops leaking out of you with every yes, every silence, every smile that costs more than it should. Before we continue, pause, just once. Let one full breath move through you, and ask yourself gently, where have I been abandoning myself to be accepted? Stay with me. There are 10 quiet habits ahead, and at the end, one refuge lesson that changes the center of everything. Let's begin. Habit 1. Stop abandoning yourself to belong. There is a specific kind of exhaustion that has no name in medicine. It shows up first in the chest, a quiet tightness that arrives before certain conversations, certain requests, certain rooms you have learned to enter carefully. You feel it when your phone lights up with a message you don't want to answer, but will. When someone asks for something and your mouth says yes before your heart has even been consulted. When you laugh at a joke that isn't funny, agree with an opinion that doesn't sit right. Stay quiet when every cell in you wants to speak. This is not dramatic suffering. It does not announce itself. It simply lives in you, day after day, like a low hum you have learned to call normal. Buddhism has always known this fracture. The mind splits, one part performs, one part aches. One half of you shows up smiling, accommodating, easy to be around. The other half watches from behind your ribs, growing smaller, quieter, more distant. The Buddha called this dukkha not just pain, but the deep dissonance of a self divided against itself. And here is what most people never notice. Suffering does not begin when someone leaves you. It begins the moment you leave yourself. It begins when you trade inner truth for outer acceptance, when you abandon yourself in small, daily ways in the name of harmony, of not being difficult, of being loved. There is an old Zen story about a monk who spent years trying to please his teacher. He rose early, worked late, never questioned, never rested. One day, the teacher looked at him and said, "You have become very good at being a student, but where is the one I invited to walk this path?" The monk froze. He realized he had been so busy performing devotion that he had forgotten the self that first sought it. The teacher did not ask him to try harder. He asked him to return. We are taught early that love requires surrender. That to be chosen, we must make ourselves smaller, quieter, easier to hold. But there is a difference between offering yourself and erasing yourself. One is intimacy, the other is self-abandonment wearing the mask of kindness. And the body always knows the difference. It shows up as that tightness, that tiredness, that ache beneath the ribs that never quite leaves. Think of a river. When it flows naturally, it moves with strength and clarity. But when you try to split a river in two directions at once, it loses force. It becomes shallow, scattered. This is what happens inside you when one part of you says yes and another part silently breaks. You are not weak for feeling this. You are perceptive. The question is not whether you feel the split. It is whether you will continue to live inside it. So here is a practice so small, it barely feels like practice. Before you say yes to the next request, the next favor, The next plan that does not feel true, pause just once. Place a hand on your chest or your belly. Feel one full breath move through you and ask gently, without judgment, am I honoring myself right now? Or am I trading myself for comfort? You do not need to answer out loud. You do not even need to change your decision. Simply notice. Simply feel what rises. Awareness is the first breath of return. And when you are ready, ask yourself this. Where have I been shrinking my truth to keep the room calm? Who benefits when I disappear? And what would it feel like not to fight, not to explain, but simply to stay with myself, even when the room grows uncomfortable? You do not need permission to stop abandoning yourself. You only need to notice that you have been gone, and choose, just once, to come back. Habit 2. Become your own refuge. You know that moment when your phone goes silent for too long and you start checking it compulsively, not because you're waiting for something specific, but because the quiet itself feels unbearable. Or when someone's tone shifts just slightly and your whole body tightens, scanning for what you did wrong, what you need to fix, what you need to become to make them stay. Or those nights when you lie awake replaying a conversation, a look, a silence, trying to decode whether you are still safe, still valued, still okay. This is not paranoia. This is what it feels like to live, when your sense of safety depends entirely on what is outside you, on approval that can be withdrawn, on roles that can disappear, on people who can leave, on certainty that never lasts. Most of us spend our lives building refuge in the wrong place. We anchor our peace to praise, to being needed, to plans working out, to someone choosing to stay. And when those things shift because impermanence is the only promise life keeps, we don't just feel disappointed, we feel erased. Not because we are weak, but because we were never taught that refuge is not something you find in the world. It is something you learn to rest in, within yourself. Buddhism does not speak of refuge lightly. When the Buddha spoke of taking refuge, he was not offering escape from life. He was pointing to what remains when everything else falls away, awareness itself. The part of you that witnesses fear without becoming it, that holds pain without collapsing into it, that stays present even when the ground beneath you shakes. Refuge is not a place you run to. It is the quiet act of returning home to yourself, again and again, no matter what the outer world is doing. There is a teaching about a monk whose monastery burned to the ground. He lost his robes, his texts, his bed, everything he believed supported his practice. When asked how he would continue, he said simply, "I still have my breath. I still have this moment." The temple was never the walls. He understood something most of us forget in moments of panic. The only sanctuary that cannot be taken from you is the one you carry inside. Awareness does not burn. Presence does not collapse. Even when everything familiar turns to ash, it remains. We have been taught that inner peace is fragile, that it must be earned, protected, maintained through the right conditions. But a lamp does not argue with darkness. It does not wait for the room to become calm before it glows. It simply is, and when you stop depending on the outer world to confirm that you are safe, something shifts. Not because your circumstances suddenly improve, but because you are no longer at their mercy. So here is a practice for the next time anxiety rises in your chest, the next time you feel the ground shift beneath you. Before you reach for your phone, before you seek reassurance, before you try to fix, explain, or secure something outside yourself, pause, just for one breath. Place your hand somewhere on your body that feels steady, your chest, your belly, your back, and ask gently, without force, can I stay with myself through this? Not forever, not perfectly, just for this one breath. You are not trying to make the fear disappear. You are practicing being home, inside yourself, even while it is here. Later, when the moment has passed, ask yourself this: what do I depend on to feel okay? Whose presence, whose approval, whose certainty am I using as proof that I am safe? And what happens inside me when those things begin to shake? Because they will shake. Impermanence does not make exceptions, but you, the quiet awareness beneath the shaking, you remain. And that is the only refuge that never burns down. Habit 3. Master the pause before reaction. You've felt it 1,000 times. Someone says something sharp, and before you even register the words, your body has already tightened, your heart is already racing, and a response is forming in your throat, words you may regret later, or words you will swallow and carry like stones. Sometimes it is subtler than that. A notification appears, a tone shifts, a plan changes, and instantly, without choosing, you are flooded irritation, anxiety, hurt, defensiveness. It all arrives so fast it feels like truth, like the only possible response, like who you are. But here is what Buddhism has known for thousands of years. The world strikes the bell, but you do not have to ring at every touch. Between what happens and how you suffer, there is a space, a breath, a pause so small most people never know it exists. And in that pause lives your real power, not the power to control what comes at you, but the power to choose what you become in response to it. The Buddha taught that suffering is not created by the world's conditions, but by the speed with which we react to them. We meet pain with clinging, we meet uncertainty with panic, we meet criticism with collapse or defense. And because there is no pause, no breath, no moment of awareness between the strike and the reaction, we believe we had no choice. But you did. You always do. You simply moved too fast to notice. There is a Zen story of a student who kept losing his temper during meditation. Every small sound, a door closing, a cough, footsteps pulled him out of stillness and into frustration. One day the master rang a bell and asked, "Did the bell create the anger, or did your mind?" The student hesitated. The master continued, "The bell simply rang. You rang with it. But a bell does not have to ring every time it is touched. It can rest. So can you." We live in a world that rewards speed. Fast replies, fast opinions, immediate reactions. We are praised for being responsive, available, always ready. But responsiveness without pause is not presence. It is reflex. And reflex does not protect your peace. It hands it over to whatever comes next. A single breath will not stop the world from striking you, but it can stop you from breaking at every touch. Think of water in a glass. When it is shaken, it becomes turbulent, clouded, undrinkable. But when you set it down, even briefly, it begins to settle. Clarity returns. Not because the water changed its nature, but because it was given time to rest. Your mind is the same. Reaction muddies everything. Pause allows clarity to rise on its own. So here is the practice, and it is almost embarrassingly simple. The next time something pulls at you, a comment, a request, a sudden shift before you respond, take one full breath, just one. Inhale slowly, as if drawing stillness into your chest. Exhale slowly, as if releasing urgency from your body. You do not have to calm down. You do not have to let anything go. You only have to pause. One breath before you reply. One breath before you decide. One breath before the moment carries you away. And when the moment has passed, ask yourself gently, what are the triggers that steal my peace the fastest? What words, what tones, what situations make me ring before I realize I've been struck? And if I offered myself just one breath, what might that breath protect? Not forever, not perfectly, just once. Because that single pause is not weakness, it is the doorway back to yourself. And every time you step into it, You practice a quiet freedom the world cannot take from you. Habit 4. Speak to yourself like a sacred student. There is a voice inside you that never stops speaking. It narrates your day, judges your choices, measures your worth. It tells you when you've failed, when you're not enough, when you should have known better. And because it lives inside your own mind, you assume it must be telling the truth. You assume harshness is honesty, that cruelty is clarity, that the way you speak to yourself is simply the way things are. But here is something you may not have noticed. You would never speak to someone you love the way you speak to yourself. You would never look at a friend who is struggling and say, "What's wrong with you? Why can't you just get it together?" And yet, inside the privacy of your own mind, this is the language you use every mistake, every misstep, every moment you fall short of a standard you never consciously chose. Buddhism calls this wrong effort not because the effort is insincere, but because the tone is violent. The mind learns the tone before it learns the truth. When you try to train yourself through shame, through harshness, through relentless self-attack, the lesson never truly lands. Not because you are broken, but because nothing grows in soil that harsh. Right effort, the Buddha taught, is steady, patient, and kind. It does not abandon you when you stumble. It does not turn away in disgust. It stays. It observes. It asks gently, "What is happening here?" instead of, "What is wrong with you?" There is an old teaching story about a monk who kept making the same mistake in meditation. Each time his mind wandered, he scolded himself, tightened his posture, forced his attention back with frustration. His teacher watched quietly for weeks. Then one day he said, "You are treating your mind like an enemy. But the mind is not your enemy. It is a student. And students do not learn through cruelty. They learn through patience." The monk softened, and in that softening, something shifted. His mind did not suddenly stop wandering, but he stopped punishing himself for being human. And that, the teacher said, was the beginning of real practice. We have been taught that self-criticism is accountability, that if we are not hard on ourselves, we will become lazy, careless, undeserving of love. But this is a lie suffering tells to keep you small. Your inner voice is not a drill sergeant. It is a temple you live inside. And if that temple is filled with contempt, judgment, and constant correction, peace cannot rest there. You can achieve everything the world taught you to achieve and still feel hollow, because the one voice you cannot escape, the one that speaks in the quiet, in the dark, when no one else is watching, is the voice that decides whether you ever feel at home in your own life. Think of a garden. If you shout at a plant for not blooming fast enough, it does not grow stronger, it withers. But if you tend to it patiently, if you notice what it needs without shaming it for what it lacks, it opens. Slowly, quietly, in its own time. Your mind is no different. So here is the practice, and it begins with a single shift in language. The next time you make a mistake, the next time you fall short, pause before the familiar voice of self-attack takes over. Take one breath, and instead of asking, "What's wrong with me?" ask this: "What is this moment trying to teach me?" Not as a test, not as a performance, just as a quiet inquiry. What if this struggle is not evidence of your brokenness, but an invitation to understand something you have not yet seen? What if the kindest thing you could do right now is not to fix yourself faster, but to stay with yourself more gently? Later, when you are still, ask yourself this: would I speak to someone I love the way I speak to myself? Would I use this tone, these words, this relentless lack of mercy? And if the answer is no, if you would never treat another human being with the harshness you reserve for yourself, then why have you been living inside a temple you would never allow anyone else to enter? You deserve the same tenderness you offer to others. Not someday. Not when you've earned it. Now. In this moment. Exactly as you are. Habit 5. Release the guilt of choosing yourself. You feel it the moment you say no. A tightening in your chest, a small rush of panic, a voice that whispers, "You're being selfish, you're letting them down." A good person wouldn't do this, and so you backtrack. You soften the boundary. You say yes when every part of you wanted to say no. The relief that follows is not peace. It is simply the brief absence of guilt. And then the guilt returns. It always does. Because you were taught that choosing yourself is a moral failure. That self-care is indulgence. That if you are not constantly available, constantly giving, constantly putting others first, you are somehow less worthy of love. But here is what is rarely said out loud. Sometimes guilt is not wisdom. It is not conscience. It is conditioning wearing a holy mask. It is the voice of every person who benefited from your depletion, every system that rewarded your self-abandonment, every message that taught you your worth is measured by how little you need and how much you give. And because this voice has lived inside you for so long, because it sounds familiar, righteous, concerned, you believe it. You believe the ache that appears when you choose yourself is proof that you have done something wrong. But what if it is simply proof that you were never taught you were allowed to stay? Buddhism speaks of compassion as balance, not self-erasure. The Buddha did not teach his students to burn themselves out in service. He taught them to tend to their own awareness first, so their presence could be clear, their love steady, their actions grounded. A depleted body cannot offer clear love. A neglected mind cannot truly hold another's pain. And when you give from emptiness, what you offer is not generosity, it is the performance of generosity. Everyone feels the difference, including you. There is a story of a monk who spent years caring for others in his monastery, cooking, cleaning, tending to the sick, until one day he fell ill himself. He lay in bed waiting for someone to come, but no one did. When the abbot finally visited, he asked, "Why did you not call for help?" The monk answered softly, "I thought it would be selfish." The abbot sat beside him and said, "You have cared for everyone but yourself. And now, when you need care, you believe you do not deserve it. Tell me who taught you that your needs are less holy than theirs?" The monk had no reply. The abbot continued, "Compassion that excludes yourself is not compassion. It is self-punishment disguised as virtue. We have been taught that guilt is proof of conscience. That if we feel bad about choosing ourselves, it must mean we are doing harm. But guilt does not always signal wrongdoing. Sometimes it simply means you have broken a rule you never consented to, crossed a boundary someone else drew without asking you, stepped out of a role that depended on your silence. And those who benefited from your exhaustion may call that selfishness. They may name your rest abandonment, your boundaries cruelty, your no betrayal. But their discomfort is not evidence of your failure. It is evidence that they depended on you disappearing. And you are no longer disappearing. So, here is the practice. The next time guilt rises after you say no, after you rest, after you choose your peace over someone else's comfort, do not argue with it. Do not try to justify yourself. Simply observe. Sit with the sensation for one full breath. Notice where it lives in your body. Notice the language it uses. And then ask gently, without judgment, "Is this my conscience speaking, or is this conditioning?" Conscience feels steady, grounded, clear. Conditioning feels frantic, shaming, urgent. Conscience asks, "Did I cause harm?" Conditioning asks, "Will they still love me?" And when the moment has passed, ask yourself this: who benefits when I neglect myself? Who profits from my exhaustion, my silence, my constant availability. And what would happen not to them, but to me, if I stopped believing my needs are less important than their comfort? You are not selfish for choosing yourself. You are learning, slowly and quietly, that you were always meant to be included in your own compassion. That is not betrayal. It is a return. Habit 6. Build boundaries as sacred gates. You've said yes so many times that you no longer remember what it feels like to choose. Someone asks for your time, your attention, your energy, and before you have even checked in with yourself, your mouth has already agreed. You tell yourself it's kindness. You tell yourself it's love. You tell yourself that good people don't say no, that boundaries are selfish, that if you truly cared, you would find a way. And so you do. You find a way. You stretch yourself thinner. You give from reserves you do not have. You smile through the exhaustion and call it generosity. But beneath the performance, something quieter is happening. A steady collapse, a part of you being left behind in the name of being available. Buddhism does not teach that compassion means saying yes to everything. It teaches the middle way, a path that protects both love and peace, both service and self. Compassion without discernment is not virtue. It is self-harm wearing a spiritual mask. And boundaries are not walls built from anger or resentment. They are sacred gates, thresholds of wisdom that allow you to remain open without becoming hollow, to offer presence without losing yourself inside it. The Buddha spoke often of right action. And right action does not mean endless action. It means aligned action. It means knowing the difference between giving from fullness and giving from depletion, between offering what you have and offering what you do not. A temple without gates is not holy, it is invaded. Anyone can enter at any hour, take what they want, leave when they are satisfied. And the temple, once still, once sacred, becomes a place where nothing can rest, where peace has nowhere to live. There is a Zen story of a monk who tended a small garden outside his meditation hut. One day, a traveler came and asked for vegetables. The monk gave them freely. The next day, the traveler returned and asked for more. Again, the monk gave. This continued for weeks, until one morning the traveler arrived to find a simple wooden gate at the garden's entrance. "Why the gate?" he asked. The monk smiled and said, "So the garden can grow. If I give everything that is asked, there will be nothing left to offer. The gate does not keep you out. It protects what is sacred, so there is always something to share." We have been taught that boundaries are unkind, that saying no is rejection, that if we truly loved others, we would always make room. But love that requires your disappearance is not love. It is extraction, and the people who cannot respect your limits are not asking for compassion, they are asking for collapse. A boundary is not a punishment. It is not a declaration of war. It is the quiet acknowledgement that you, too, belong inside the circle of care, that your energy is finite, that your presence has value, and that protecting your peace is not selfish, it is how peace survives. Think of a river. It has banks. Without them, it would not flow. It would flood, scatter, lose all direction and strength. The banks do not restrict the river. They give it shape. They allow it to move with clarity and purpose. Your boundaries are the same. They do not reduce your capacity to love. They focus it. They ensure that when you give, you are actually present. That when you say yes, it is a choice, not a reflex. So here is the practice, and it begins before the question is even answered. The next time someone asks for your time, your help, your energy, pause. Take one slow breath and ask yourself honestly, without guilt or performance, do I have the energy for this without abandoning myself? Not. Can I technically do it? Not. Will they be upset if I don't? But do I have the inner space to offer this and still remain whole? You are not asking permission to say no. You are listening to the one voice you have been trained to ignore your own. And later, when you are alone again, ask yourself this: where do I give more than I have and call it kindness? Which relationships, obligations, or patterns leave me empty while I insist I'm fine? And what would it feel like not to close my heart, but to build a gate around it so love can still enter, but invasion cannot? You are allowed to protect what is sacred. You are allowed to say, not now, not this, not at this cost. That is not cruelty. It is the beginning of a compassion that finally includes you. Habit 7. Detach from outcomes, not from effort. You know that feeling when you've worked on something for hours, days, maybe weeks, pouring everything you have into it, and yet there is a knot in your chest that refuses to loosen. It's not the work itself that exhausts you. It's the invisible thread of anxiety woven through every action. The constant calculation of whether it will be enough, whether it will work, whether this time you will finally be safe, seen, successful, worthy. You check and recheck. You revise. You imagine every possible ending, trying to manage variables that were never yours to manage. And when it's finally done, you're not just tired, you're emptied out. Because you didn't just do the work, you tried to guarantee the result. Buddhism teaches that clinging turns action into suffering. Not because effort is wrong, but because when you grip the outcome with a tight fist, you are no longer present with the work. You are at war with uncertainty. You are trying to force life to give you a particular answer, a particular validation, a particular assurance that you are okay. But life does not promise outcomes. It offers moments. And when you trade presence for control, when you turn effort into fear, you lose both the clarity of action and the peace that effort could have given you. There is an old teaching about an archer in training. He practiced tirelessly, his aim improving day by day, yet when it mattered most, he could not strike the center of the target. His teacher watched and finally said, "You are holding too long. The arrow knows where to go, but you do not trust it." The student realized he was gripping the string, holding his breath, tightening his body long past the moment of release. The teacher spoke softly. "The arrow flies true only after you let go. And your peace returns only when you stop trying to control what was never yours to hold." We live in a world that confuses care with control. We are taught that if we plan well enough, worry thoroughly enough, prepare relentlessly enough, we can bend the future into something safe. But this is exhausting not because you are weak, but because you are attempting the impossible. The future has not arrived. It does not move according to your calculations. And while you are bracing, predicting, negotiating with what might happen, you miss the only thing that actually belongs to you. This effort, this breath, this moment. Think of holding water in your hand. If you cup it gently, it stays. But if you clench your fist around it, trying to keep it from slipping away, it pours through your fingers faster. This is what happens when you cling to outcomes. You believe you are protecting yourself, but you are only tightening the suffering. Effort without attachment is like an open palm. The work rests there, complete in itself, regardless of what comes next. So here is the practice. Before you begin your next task, before you send the message, start the project, enter the conversation, pause for one breath. Place your hand on your chest or your belly and whisper, so quietly only you can hear, "I offer effort, not control. You are not giving up. You are not becoming careless." You are acknowledging something honest. Your effort is yours. The outcome belongs to 1,000 conditions you cannot see or command. You are releasing the fist. You are trusting the arrow. Later, when you are still, ask yourself this: where am I gripping so tightly that my peace cannot breathe? What result am I clinging to as if my worth depends on it? And what would it feel like not to stop caring, but to stop controlling, to let the effort be enough wherever it lands? Because the truth is, control has never been promised, but this moment has, and peace does not live in guarantees. It lives in the quiet dignity of letting go. Habit 8. Rest without needing to earn it. You've been tired for so long that you may no longer remember what rest without guilt feels like. Even when you finally sit down, your body grows still but your mind keeps moving, already drafting the list of things you should be doing instead. You tell yourself you'll rest later, after this task, after that deadline, after you've proven you deserve it. But later never arrives, because there is always one more thing, one more message, one more obligation. Beneath it all lives a belief you may never have named, but have always carried, that rest must be earned, that stillness is only allowed after productivity, that pausing without justification means you are failing. Buddhism teaches something quietly radical. Rest is not a reward for effort. It is a condition for awareness. The mind, like the body, requires care not because you are broken, but because you are alive. Stillness is not laziness. It is not indulgence. It is the space in which clarity returns, where the scattered parts of yourself can settle back into wholeness. The Buddha did not sit in meditation only after accomplishing great things. He sat as the practice itself, knowing that a depleted mind cannot see clearly, cannot love wisely, cannot remain present with what is. There is a teaching about a monk who worked ceaselessly in his monastery, tending the garden, caring for the sick, preparing meals. One evening, his teacher found him collapsed in exhaustion and asked, "When do you rest?" The monk replied, "When the work is done." The teacher shook his head gently. The work is never done. If you wait for completion before you rest, you will die waiting. Rest is not the pause after effort. It is the breath that makes effort possible. We have been conditioned to see rest as something that must be earned through strain, sacrifice, and proof of worth. But this is not wisdom. It is the language of a world that benefits from your exhaustion. And the cost is not just fatigue. It is the slow erosion of your ability to be present, to feel, to recognize your own life as it moves through you. Think of the moon. It does not apologize for disappearing into darkness. It does not justify its absence or rush back into fullness before it is ready. It follows its rhythm, waning, resting, returning whole. No one asks whether the moon has earned its cycle. It is simply understood that darkness belongs to light, that rest is not the opposite of presence but the condition that allows presence to endure. So here is the practice, and it asks very little of you. Today, before you have checked every box, before you have earned it by any external measure, give yourself one small pause. 5 minutes. 3, even. Sit somewhere quiet. Close your eyes if that feels safe, or soften your gaze. Breathe slowly, as if reminding your body that it is allowed to be still. You are not trying to fix anything. You are not meditating correctly. You are simply letting rest be ordinary, letting stillness exist without permission. And when the moment has passed, ask yourself gently, what belief makes rest feel dangerous? What voice inside tells me I have not done enough to deserve peace? And where did I learn that my worth is measured by my exhaustion? Rest is not a luxury. It is not something you earn. It is your birthright. The world will always ask for more, but you and only you can decide when enough is enough. Habit 9. Walk away without explaining. You've rehearsed it a dozen times in your mind, the explanation, the justification, the careful list of reasons why you need to leave, why you can't continue, why this no longer works for you. You imagine their questions, their disappointment, their possible anger, and you prepare answers for all of it. Because somewhere deep inside, you believe that if you can explain it clearly enough, gently enough, they will understand. They will grant you permission to go. And only then will it be okay to walk away. But here is what Buddhism understands, and most of us forget. Clarity does not argue. Aligned action does not require a jury. When something no longer serves your peace, when a relationship, a commitment, a pattern becomes a slow drain on your spirit, you do not need permission to honor that knowing. Over-explaining is often not about communication. It is a hidden request for approval, a negotiation with someone else's comfort. A quiet plea that says, "Please tell me I'm allowed to choose myself." But peace never comes from permission. It comes from trusting your inner knowing, even when no one else agrees. There is a story of a monk who studied under a renowned teacher for many years. One day, he realized the teachings no longer resonated with his heart. He went to his teacher and said simply, "I am leaving." The teacher asked, "Why?" The monk paused, then replied, "Because the path calls me elsewhere." The teacher expected more gratitude, apology, explanation. But the monk offered none. He bowed once and walked away. Years later, someone asked the teacher if he felt abandoned. He smiled and said, "He honored his truth without needing my blessing." That is the rarest kind of respect. We have been taught that walking away requires a full account, that we owe others a detailed explanation whenever we choose differently. But this is not always true. Sometimes, explanation becomes a trap, a way of staying entangled, of reopening doors you have already closed, of allowing someone to convince you that your knowing is not valid. And those who demand endless justification are often the ones who benefit most from your staying. They need your doubt to keep you available. Think of a river. When its course becomes blocked, when the land shifts and the path no longer allows it to flow, the river does not pause to explain itself. It does not apologize to the stones or justify its redirection. It simply moves, quietly, naturally, without asking permission from the landscape. This is not cruelty, it is clarity. The river trusts its own nature, and so can you. So here is the practice, and it asks for more courage than words. The next time something no longer aligns, a relationship that drains you, a commitment that feels heavy, a pattern that keeps you small, practice one gentle exit. No long speeches, no itemized lists of reasons, no emotional invoices. Just a simple, honest acknowledgement. This is no longer right for me. And then, stillness. Let the discomfort of their questions, their confusion, their disappointment exist without rushing in to fix it. You are not responsible for making your truth comfortable for others. And when you are alone again, ask yourself this: who demands access to my energy that I can no longer give? Who insists I justify my need for peace? And what would it feel like not to fight, not to explain, not to seek approval, but simply to walk away, quietly, with dignity, trusting that my knowing is enough? You do not owe anyone the story of why you are returning to yourself. You only owe yourself the courage to go. Habit 10. Let go to return to yourself. There is something you've been holding for so long that you may have forgotten it's even there. Perhaps it is a relationship that ended years ago but still lives in your chest like an unfinished sentence. Perhaps it is a version of yourself you once were, a dream that no longer fits, a role you have outgrown but cannot quite set down. Perhaps it is a hurt, a resentment, a story about who wronged you and how. You carry it everywhere, not because it brings you peace, but because letting go feels like losing yourself. You have held on for so many years that the holding itself has become an identity, and now it is difficult to tell the difference between love and attachment, between honoring something and refusing to let it end. Buddhism teaches that attachment is not love. Love allows things to be as they are. Attachment grips, controls, demands permanence in a world built entirely on change. When the two are confused, exhaustion follows not from caring, but from trying to keep alive something that is already asking to be released. The Buddha spoke of impermanence not as punishment, but as revelation. Everything that can be taken from you will, in time, be taken. Not to harm you, but to show you what remains when the gripping stops. And what remains is not emptiness. It is you whole, unbroken, quietly waiting to return. There is an old teaching about a student who came to his teacher in tears, holding a clay pot. "This belonged to my father," he said. "It is all I have left of him. If it breaks, I will lose him forever." The teacher held the pot for a long moment, then placed it gently on the ground between them. "You are not holding your father," he said softly. "You are holding fear. And as long as you cling to this pot as if it is him, you will never be free to remember him as he truly was." The student stared at the pot and realized that his grief had become a prison. The teacher did not break it. He simply said, "When you are ready, you will put it down. Not because you love him less, but because you trust that love does not live in objects. It lives in you." We are taught that loyalty means never letting go, that love means holding on no matter the cost. But sometimes the cost is too high. Sometimes what you are holding is not the thing itself, but the fear of what will happen if you release it. You fear that if you let go, you will forget, you will lose, you will collapse. But you will not collapse. You will unfold, like an autumn tree that releases its leaves not because it is dying, but because it knows that holding on through winter would break it. So here is the practice. Sit quietly for a moment, place one hand on your chest, take a slow breath, and ask yourself gently, what is one thing I am holding that tightens my body when I think of it? Not everything, just one. A memory, a hope, a person, a pain. Name it softly, without judgment. And then just for this breath, imagine loosening your grip, not releasing it forever, not forcing yourself to let go, just softening, just noticing what it feels like to hold something a little less tightly. You do not have to be ready. You do not have to be brave. You only have to be honest. When the moment passes, ask yourself this: what am I afraid will collapse if I loosen my hold? And what part of me, what quiet, tender, exhausted part might finally return if I do? Letting go is not abandonment. It is not betrayal. It is the path back to yourself. And you have been gone long enough. Bonus: the mind that doesn't need to be saved. You have spent so much of your life trying to fix what you thought was broken, searching for the right practice, the right person, the right moment when everything finally clicks into place and you are healed, whole, worthy. But what if you were never broken to begin with? What if the deepest peace is not a perfect life, but a mind that no longer abandons itself inside life? Buddhism does not promise you a world without pain. It offers something quieter, more enduring. A refuge that stays when praise fades, when plans break, when people change. Not because you have transcended suffering, but because you have learned to remain present with yourself through it. You are not waiting to be saved. You are learning to stay. So before we close, try this. Place your hand on your heart. Feel the warmth there. Inhale slowly and whisper, "I return." Exhale and whisper, "I remain." You are not looking for peace somewhere else. You are becoming the place where peace can rest. Closing, one moment is enough. So here we are, you and I, at the end of this quiet hour together. Maybe you're sitting in a dimly lit room. Maybe the world outside has gone still, or maybe it's still moving and you're the only one paused. Either way, you're here, and that matters more than you know. Self-love is not what they told you it was. It is not indulgence. It is not reward. It is discipline, the kind that asks you to stay when every part of you has learned to leave. It is awareness. It is the courage to stop negotiating your worth with a world that was never qualified to measure it. And it begins not with a grand transformation, but with one breath. One moment where you do not abandon yourself. That single moment is enough. You don't have to fix everything tonight. You don't have to become someone new by morning. You only have to notice just once that you are still here, beneath all the noise, all the performing, all the quiet trades you've made. And that is not failure. That is the beginning of return. If something in this stayed with you, if it met you gently where you are, share a word below. Something simple. I choose myself. I'm learning to stay. I'm returning. Let it be quiet. Let it be yours. And if you need to come back to this when the world strikes again and you feel yourself leaving, this will be here, waiting. Like a lamp left on in the window, you are not alone. You were never broken. You are simply learning to come home.